welcome to Billy Ho Sports. Today we are going to preview some stakes racing at Churchill Downs this weekend. We do have a win in your in Breeders' Cup race, the ACK ACK Stakes, also Grade 2 Lukas Classic. So we're going to get right into it because I don't want to keep you very long. So just please subscribe to the channel. That's really all I ask for. Maybe smash that like button, leave me a comment, and let's go. Okay, we're going to start with the Grade 2 Lukas Classic, a mile and an eighth on the dirt. The number one Happy American, 8-1 morning line, finished third in the Stephen Foster at Ellis Park, closing on a fast-paced race to get a check from the inside. It was a big effort versus some competition like Rattle and Roll, who's in this race. He did contest a bit for the second place finish, but nobody was beating West Will Power in this race. It was like I said, hotly contested pace. So I think he got past some tired horses there at the end. Coming from so far back, he was like way, way back. But the previous race, he rallied similarly for third versus Rattle and Roll, closing in similar fashion. So exotics are possible at a nice price. Number 2, Clapton, 6-1 morning line, riding a solid 4-year-old campaign. 5 out of 6 hitting the board with the win in the Grade 3 Ghost Zapper earlier in the spring. Most recent test was the toughest as he finished 4th with a mild closing bid from the far outside in the Jockey Club Gold Cup. That was the first off the 56-day layoff, so I think definitely eligible for improvement. Number 3, Warrant, 8-1. Not having a really good campaign in his 5-year-old season. Just a couple of wins, one minor stakes score. Brad Cox hoping the return trip to Churchill Downs will bear some fruit. Just one race over 100 Brisnet speed rating recently, so I don't think he's going to compete versus these, especially this one, number 4, Rattle and Roll, top choice at 7-5. Late rally for second place and 2 back for the Stephen Foster. That's the race I'll be looking for this horse to compete rather than the 6th place finish in the recent one, Jockey Club Gold Cup, where that race was a bit too slow of a pace for his ability to close. So I have a feeling it's going to be a big time bounce back for Rattle and Roll. Number 5, Trademark, 12-1 morning line, just missed the win in this Philip Island Stakes. He was upset down the stretch by Wheelan Springs, who's in this race, but did show me something the way he dug in late. 4 straight 100-plus Brisnet speed ratings, potential sleeper. I like Trademark. Number 6, Blue Devil, 20-1 morning line, got off to a rocky 4-year-old campaign and was quote unquote benched. Couldn't really find any injury information, so I don't know if that was the reason, but a couple of early races in January, February that didn't go so well, so they shelved them and then came back a different horse in June, finishing a game second in an allowance race at Churchill Downs. Then comes right back over at Ellis Park for another second place on the turf, both races in position to win late. The recent win with a 105 speed figure at Saratoga was a big step toward getting this horse into the stakes company. So I'm probably going to have to see it first, but Blue Devil is definitely a horse that's improving. Now, number 7, Wayland Springs, 12-1, was the winner of that Philip Island. Impressive upset, but can he do it again? I'm not sure. 12-1 morning line is some value. This 4-year-old might be peaking, so if you think this is the right time to strike, could be getting some good value on Wheeling Springs. Now, number 8, 5-Star General, won this recent Longacre Mile at Emerald Downs, but not exactly the big time racing company that this one's been in. So I'm not really feeling it. Did get 114 speed rating and at Emerald Downs, but I don't like the front running style versus this group. Now the next one up, which is lastly American Revolution. Interesting choice. Maybe the top choice in the field, Todd Pletcher, Tyler Gaffleone. 5-year-old is multiple grade 1 stakes winner, class of the field. However, just running the second race of this season, he's been off 11 months and was raced just 3 times in his 4-year-old season. The connections, I guess, maybe took it easy with him, thinking he'll come back at 5, dominate, maybe something like that. I don't know, but getting a late start in the campaign for sure. So lots of question marks on that horse. A horse that's been off that long, I don't know. Is it going to be the same horse we saw at 3, where he won like New York Horse of the Year and all that kind of good stuff? But Pletcher should have him ready to go. I'll just have to watch the tote board to see how heavily bet he'll be. But at first look, this race looks pretty wide open to me. I do like to see horses like Happy American, Trademark, and Wheeling Springs having an impact. But I think at first glance, the edge goes to Rattle and Roll for now. I think this race appears right for his closing style. So we'll get more information when the past performances come out and I can do a deeper dive into things of that nature. Now, the ACK ACK Stakes, this one is the grade 3, and the winner of this race at a mile on the Churchill Downs Dirt will go to the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile. So number 1 sees the night, 12-1, lacking in the speed department, trainer and jockey, all that add up to a pass for me. The number 2, Obezos, 7-2, a horse I kind of forgot about, but this horse back in 2021 finished 5th in the Kentucky Derby, came back at 4 and had a good year. Just ran once this season so far, but it was a second place effort in the Jeff Hall Memorial Stakes at Ellis Park. Fought hard down the stretch at 6.5 furlongs in that race. So I think you should be good to go for this weekend. I like the jockey, Greg Foley, good trainer. Obezos is definitely a contender for me. Number 3 is 3 Technique, 3-1. 3 is running wild. So one Nehrud Stakes coming from off the pace, finished 6th in the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile last year. So trying to get back to the Breeders' Cup this year as well. Good chance, I think, for 3 Technique. So I'll definitely have my eye on that one. Number 4, Stage Raider, 6-1. Won the Cowboy Jones at Ellis Park recently, but the lack of stakes experience not boding well for me. The next horse is probably going to be one of your top contenders. Is the number 5 Zozos, chugging along all season. Had 3 straight stakes wins before the setback. I call it a setback. 4th place finish. Heavy favorite in the Philip Island. I am a fan of his efforts, but Zozo's not an elite horse, really, but a very good miler, and just maybe didn't take to the extra 16th in the Philip Island. Maybe we'll appreciate the cutback in distance, so I'm definitely not taking my eye off of Zozo's. Number 6, Sky Row, 10-1, been off 8 months, not in the class in this field, so I'm just going to pass over that one. Caddo River is a 7, 15-1. Started off the season with a win in 2 seconds, then regressed with back-to-back 10th place finishes. One of them was a turf attempt. I wouldn't put it past old Dean Wayne Lukas to rope-a-dope us here, but I don't see this one getting there. A little bit lacking in the speed department. I think probably Zozos, 3 Technique, and Obezos are your top 3 in the ACK ACK. So those are the three I'll be looking at the most. Just real quick before we finish up, Jefferson Cup Stakes is a mile on the turf. That's going to be another horse or another race that I might have interest in. Just going to give you a few top contenders, and then we'll close it out. Number 7, More Than Looks, has 3 wins and 6 starts this season. I really like Sherry DeVoe as a trainer. I looked her up. She spent 8 years as an assistant to Chad Brown before going out on her own in 2018. And you've seen what Chad Brown is doing on the turf, especially this year. So I think Sherry DeVoe, cut from the same cloth. I like number 7, More Than Looks. Number 4, Noises Off. This is Palo Lobo, 3-year-old. Took 8 tries to get the maiden win after having 5 runner-ups. And if you just remove the actual 2-year-old race, there's 7 3-year-old starts and has 5 second-place finishes and a win, and that win. So now that the monkey's off the back, maybe possibly going on a run. So I'll definitely have my eye on the 4-horse Noises Off. Number 9, Ocean Vision is another one. This is Kentucky Derby winning trainer Gustavo Delgado's shot in this race. I do like overseas shippers when they get a race under their belt in America. So the 4th place finish in the grade 2 at Saratoga was a fine effort. So definitely in on the 9. And lastly, we got to look at, I believe there's 3 entries from Mike Maker, but the 2 Smoky Mandate, the 6-horse, the 11-horse Gaslight Dancer, have the speed to get up and get out in this field. So I'm going to finish it off there. I appreciate everybody watching. Keep engaged, support the channel, subscribe, like, and we'll see you soon.